rock and roll. It's G from the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching. Facebook is telling me to keep going. There we go. You can't keep a good man down, right? Facebook is continually blocking my posts, blocking my videos, blocking my articles. I'm just gonna keep working at getting everything out, getting everything up, and moving everything on. I've got my laptop open, I've got my tablet open, and I wanted to see if I can keep up with things that are happening online as I present information to you in this little bit of a late night broadcast. It's interesting. The computer works fine. Everything is great until, and I'm setting this up through my phone right now. The computer works fine, or everything works great until I turn on Facebook Live, and then when I turn on Facebook Live, everything shuts down. Now, in all three of my computers, I would do it through my tablet, but my tablet flips the video 90 degrees when I click the live button, which I'm pretty sure that it's not supposed to do, but anyway, let's see how far we go. Let's see how far we get with information. I should be able to record everything through my phone and then keep in touch with the chat as well through my computer. We'll work out. We'll see how it goes. Unless, of course, my computer has a heart attack, of course. Another one, that is. It's already been playing around with the volume control. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty laid back. So, I noticed on Facebook that there's an article being published by Paul Joseph Watson. Now, this relates to where is it? This relates to what I was looking at on Drudge Report earlier. Oh, they've just changed the title on Drudge Report. Drudge Report was saying that North Korea was threatening to nuke the American warships, and that's just changed to a title that makes absolutely no sense to me. And we're seeing Wall Street Journal is saying that Assad's chemical weapon atrocities were worse than Hitler's. Oh, it's just getting ridiculous now. Whatever happened to our man of peace? Anyway, according to Paul Joseph Watson, he says he has information from Navy veteran Jack Posobiec, who says a source close to him who accurately predicted the Syria strike told him that the Trump administration is about to launch an attack on North Korea. Do you know what that means? Right? You're going to have potentially North Korea destroying South Korea. You've got the the Chinese military on the Northern Korea border that are going to be trying to stop the North Koreans from getting into China. God knows why, because both countries are in dire straits right now. What's the point? I mean, do we need North Korea? We definitely don't need North Korea. I feel sorry for all the people who live there, but really, it's kind of 2017, and North Korea is living like people are back in the Stone Age. It's not the only country like that, but you can't have power-hungry, insane dwarf-like pot-bellied dictators running around with nuclear weapons. You can't have that. You've got to do something. Oh yeah, and who gave him the material for the nuclear weapons? Who gave him the material? Could it have been the CLINTONS? Anyway, it's too late to worry about that now. We'll see what happens. Trump's judgment has proved to be slightly reactive so far on the military front. He tends to trust his generals, and I tend to say we need to take a little bit of a step back and wait and see. Putin has announced that what happened in Syria with the gas attack was in fact a false flag, and video there is new video and photographs out that appear to show that it wasn't sarin gas that was used, it was chlorine gas that was used. So people have noticed that the aid workers were not wearing protective gear when they were helping the so-called victims there. So it wouldn't be the first time, and it's probably not going to be the last time as well. So there we go. I mean, this is something that we have to keep our eye on in terms of world affairs. Does it matter much to people in Europe? Well, it matters in terms of media perspective, because this is definitely taking people's minds off of other things that are happening, and I think the main job of the media is distraction. It's to keep you, it's to keep you looking at the jab when the hook is coming. So time will tell. Feel free to write a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Let me know if the audio is going out. Let me know if you can hear this. Let me know if you agree or disagree with what the power structure is doing right now. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on what's been happening there. And most people have no idea. I was walking through town coming home this evening, and it's now almost 1 o'clock in the morning, which means I've been awake for 20 hours. Hurrah! And I was walking through town, and every bar had the sound of people cheering. The sound that you hear when people watch a football match on television. I'm not even sure if that's the real noise or whether they just they filter in the sound of the chanting over the top to make people feel like they're more in tune or in touch with the game or whatever. But most people are happily sitting in the bar, drinking the beer, watching the game, having a chat. No idea what's going on in the geopolitical scene in the background. And maybe it's better that way. Maybe we don't want certain people involved in the geopolitical scene. And yet society sleepwalks. Zombies are not just in films. They're not just in films. They're kind of everywhere. Those who have tuned out. I see them every day when I'm walking through town. I see them every day. Anyway, more hopeful topics. Other pieces of news. Move on. Okay. Normally I copy and paste articles into the chat. I can't do this because I'm recording this on my phone, and the great gods of technology don't want me to do this. So I'm going to give you the title. If you're interested, you can check it out for yourself. Postal service suspended in Swedish no-go zone because it's not safe. Yes, all those people arguing that, migration is going to be wonderful for Europe. Yes, it's great if you're female and you live in Sweden right now. Anyway, last night it was noted that rather than help the police with arresting a suspect in Friday's horrendous terror attack in Stockholm, migrant residents of one suburb decided instead to throw rocks at the arresting officers. There you go. Throwing rocks at officers is not really a way to endear them to help you in the future. Of course, the incident was just one more example of the unintended consequences of Sweden's open border policies, and the direct contradiction of arguments from senior Swedish officials that would suggest the influx of migrants hasn't made towns any less safe. Of course, business as usual. Don't worry, everything is fine. Nothing to see here. Move along. Less than 24 hours after the event, Swedish Postal Service had been forced to suspend its deliveries after declaring the area unsafe for workers. Nothing to worry about there. Yay. But if it's unsafe for postal workers, what's it like for people who live there? What's it like for kids? Can you imagine your kids going to the local school and they suddenly find themselves in a minority surrounded by these people who speak a strange language and worship a different style of religion? Look, I'm all for multicultural society and diversity, but the whole term multicultural is an oxymoron. It's an absolute impossibility. Until people get that through their head, society will not progress in any way that way. Right. What are they going to do? I mean, it's definitely regression. This is definitely society going backward there. It's not just happening there. It's happening in places in Germany, in Austria. What are people grabbing, insane motherfuckers grabbing cars and trucks and running over kids and setting off bombs and running around cities with machine guns, and the police uncovering weapons, and that crazy mother Erdogan saying, "It's a religious war, we're going to attack you," and the left in Europe saying, come in, sit down, would you like a cup of tea?" and everybody else panicking and shitting themselves because where have all the men gone? Really, where have all the men gone? Think about it, where have all the men gone? You know, once men defended Europe, now they're worried about if their jeans fit correctly, if they're wearing the right kind of trainers, and I don't know, what else? What do men think about sport, I suppose? Yeah, they're just focusing on how many times they can run around the track before they fall over. Anyway, back to the Swedish Postal Service article. The Swedish Postal Service released a statement saying that it is not considered safe for postal staff to deliver the mail at some locations. It's been messy, and therefore a protective stop to ensure the safety of our staff has been issued. There you go. All those people saying, "Don't worry, everything's fine. That's it. Go back to work. Pay your taxes. They will be." Anyway, sad. There's a picture here of who is this? 11-year-old girl who was killed in the Stockholm terror attack. I don't know what to say. Swedish Prime Minister said he was frustrated by the news. Frustrated? No shit, Sherlock. Frustrated. Where are your hairy things, mate? Where are your hairy things? What the hell is going on? It's almost an admission that a problem exists. Yeah. Moving on. The next article that I would like to cover is Chinese firm Chop 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 halves workers' costs by hiring army of robots to sort out 200,000 packages a day. Well, there's your future workforce, isn't it? There's your future workforce. they're all replacing robots with robots. What's that all about? What are the people going to do for jobs? What are the people going to do for jobs when the robots come and they take over? They're just going to end up as useless eaters. I mean, you don't need to really pay the robots money. You don't need to worry about unions. You don't need to give them toilet breaks. You just throw them out when you're finished with them. Welcome to the insanity of our reality. The machines are cheaper than human workers, and they're also more efficient and accurate in sorting out parcels. More efficient and accurate. That's a reason to get rid of half of humanity. The future doesn't need us. Bill Joy's article. The former honcho of Sun Microsystems. The future doesn't need us. And we don't need it, apparently, either. A viral video showing an army of little orange robots sorting out packages in a warehouse in eastern China is the latest example of how machines are increasingly taking over menial factory work on the mainland. Yes, they're helping us out, these little machines. The behind-the-scenes footage of the self-charging robot army in a sorting centre of Chinese delivery powerhouse STO was shared yaddy 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 bladdy bladdy blah. The video showed dozens of round orange robots, each the size of a cushion. Scary Mary, right. A worker was seen feeding each robot with a package. Is that kind of what do you call it when you make when you give objects human characteristics? What's that called? Personification? Anthropomorphism? What's it called? Giving, I'm always asking things and forgetting that Google is in front of me. Giving objects human characteristics. Giving objects human characteristics. I've even spelt it right. The term you're looking for is personification. Thank you very much, Google. Which means the giving of physical or human characteristics to ideas, thoughts, or inanimate objects. Wonderful beginner examples of personification can be found in William Wordsworth's poem, I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud. There you go. Off you go in that direction. Wander lonely. Off you go. Right. The robots identified the destination of each package by scanning a code on the parcel, thus minimizing sorting mistakes according to the video. Yeah, right, because machines aren't programmed by humans, and humans don't make mistakes, do they? Machines can sort up to 200,000 packages a day and are self-charging. Self-charging. Why can't everything be self-charging? Why can't my car be self-charging? Why can't my phone be self-charging? Anyway, the robots have helped the company save half the costs it typically required to use human workers. The company also disposed of the human workers recently by taking them out the back of the buildings and having them shot in the head. I added that part. They also improved efficiency by around 30%. Yeah, but not accuracy, eh? Around 30%. And maximized blah 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 blah. We use the robots in 2 of our centres. We want to start using them across the country. I'm sure you do. These machines could run around the clock. And they are presently used only 6 or 7 hours of each day. Oh my God. We're never going to get freedom, are we? I mean, we were promised with all these computers and technology that we'd have more free time, we'd have more leisure time, everything would be better. And Anyway, that's from the South China Morning Post. And yes, that's my daily read, the South China Morning Post. A Chinese firm halves worker costs by hiring army of robots. Hurrah. Now, I don't often go to tabloids, but that's how tabloids work, isn't it? Tabloids, the beer, sex, chips, gravy, saucy gossip, and other irrelevant social habits, such as which sporting star is dating which sporting star. Those are the usual topics of the tabloids, but from time to time they slip in odd stories that are worth checking out just because of the human interest aspect. Anyway, the Sun article that I want to introduce you to has the title US Navy funds development of robot surveillance system which can spy on humans in incredible detail. Incredible detail, eh? Wow, isn't that fantastic? Research chiefs want to harness the power of machines to build a snooping network that's a single entity with many eyes. Why? Why are you doing this? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Cash was handed. Cash, eh? Cash. Well, that's fantastic. Cash was handed over by the U.S. Office of Naval Research, which is dedicated to developing new forms of military and civilian technology. Dedicated, hey? That's fantastic. I repeat myself. Last year, we exclusively revealed the same department discussed plans to fit humans with microchips and track their every move. Oh, that's a wonderful. Thank you very much, guys. Cash, eh? Once you have robots that cooperate, you can do all sorts of things, said Killan Weinberger. His name's Kill, Associate Professor of Computer Science. The team suggested the new technology might help when teams of robots relieve humans of dangerous jobs like disposing of landmines. Oh, that'll be great in the future. Cleaning up after nuclear meltdown. That'll be fantastic in the future. Or surveying the damage after floods or hurricanes. Yeehaw. The Navy is likely to want to fit the technology into drones. Yes, along with lasers and tasers and other words that sound cool. Of course, the system might be used to spy on people. They just said it's going to be used to spy on people. Does it go on? What else does it say? It's working on the creation of software which would serve as a key component in an automated surveillance network. So it'll be automated. Yay, everything's going to be automated. There'll be nothing left for... There'll be no humans left. All humans will just become completely useless and robots will take over everything. Go watch that Sean Connery science fiction. I recommended it the other day. Zardoz. If you watch the film just for watching the film, it makes no sense. But if you watch the film in terms of where the world is going, then it makes perfect sense. Right. It's right here in the story. It finishes saying, when this sort of technology is fitted into cameras which can communicate with each other, you can basically wave goodbye. Wave goodbye to any sort of privacy, because it will let spooks, cops, and even corporations follow your every move. If you like these stories, give me a thumbs up. Copy and paste the URL. Share if you care. Let's continue trawling through the news and see what we can find out. That was from the Sun. Now there was another story from the Sun, which was a bit less related to what I wanted to talk about, but I thought it was interesting. Anyway, so I'm going to share this with you. The story is entitled, it's from the Sun newspaper, it's entitled Sitting on a gold mine. Tank collector shocked to find 2 million gold bullion hidden in the fuel compartment of his £30,000 vehicle. Right, first of all, this guy bought a tank for £30,000. I mean, that's a pretty good deal. I mean, you're not going to have many problems parking, are you? And you're not going to have any problems with the neighbours if you're driving a tank around. So, so a collector, what does he collect? He collects tanks. Tank fanatic. It's actually a tank fanatic. People, how the hell do people become tank fanatics? Tank fanatic Nick Mead, 55, believes the gold bars that he found were stolen by Iraq soldiers in Kuwait during the Gulf War. No shit. There's pallets and crates of money being shipped out there. Why would you want to collect tanks? There's something wrong with these people. Something seriously wrong. Where do you park it? What do you do with it? I mean, you keep it in your garden? Do you sit in it and pretend to be shooting people? What the hell do you do with a tank when you buy a tank? He's adding the tank to his collection of 150 military vehicles. I don't know what to say. Him and his mechanic were filming themselves opening the diesel tank in case they found anything interesting inside, like diesel perhaps. And so to their surprise, they started pulling out gold bars. Jesus Christ. Well, there you go. What do you do with that? What do you do when you discover a whole bunch of gold bars? I guess you keep them, right? What would you do? They had already found machine gun ammunition while stripping down a tank and were worried that they'd find more guns. Well, there you go. What did they do? They called the police. They called the police. 2 police officers arrived and took away the gold bars. And left them with a receipt. Interesting. A Northamptonshire police spokesman said they would not comment for operational reasons. What an odd world we live in. What an absolutely bizarre place. Okay, we've got an update on the news right now. We got an update on the news. Vladimir Putin has apparently given a press conference where he says that he believes the US is preparing to bomb or attack Syria. Vladimir Putin says the US is preparing to bomb Syrian capital and will blame devastation on Assad's forces. Well, they're already on the ground. They just need to be in the air as well. It looks like Trump has lost control of his military. It looks like the generals have taken over. It looks like there has already been a soft coup. We'll have to see what Steve Pachenik says. He's got all the inside information on what is going on. The Russian leader made this astonishing claim during a press conference with the Italian president Sergio Mattarella. Putin also said that he believed that the previous gas attack was a false flag carried out by rebels, and I think he's right. He said that. Analyst Michael Savage has said that. The British ambassador to I don't know wherever, one of the British ambassadors in an interview said that as well. So it looks like we're headed into interesting days in the near future. Yes, we take the world for granted, don't we? Perhaps we shouldn't. Okay. Remember that if the American forces go into Syria, Russia is on the other side, and if the American forces go into North Korea, China is on the other side. Who was it that was warning that the Trump presidency would lead directly to war? Is it Webster Tarpley? I think Webster Tarpley was warning that before the election. Very prescient, very prescient. Anyway, moving on. I'll do another 10 minutes and then I'll probably have to go to sleep because sleep is good. TechDirt, techdirt.com. Chickaching techdirt.com. 90% of smart TVs can be compromised remotely. Yes, your TV can be hacked by somebody who is anywhere else on the planet. Isn't that fantastic? So your TV can be hacked, your phone can be hacked, your computer can be hacked, your fridge can now be hacked, your light systems can be hacked. Who would want to do that? Can't you make isolated circuits so that people can't hack in? Anyway, what was it? Samsung admitted that their televisions had been able to collect data on people. Do you know the first telephones that were installed in homes had this line within the telephone that allowed people to tap into your house from outside your house. Anyway, and that was like 100 years ago. Anyway, irrelevant. Recent WikiLeaks data revealed the lack of security and privacy standards in modern devices has proven to be a problem for everybody, for individual people, not for hackers, of course. And the intelligence agencies are happy to collect data from anyone and anything. You want more information about that? Google WikiLeaks Weeping Angel. Smart technology is not smart. Technology cannot be smart. People can be smart, although very often they're not. Anyway, the best video goes on to talk about how to hack the TVs. You don't want to hack. There's nothing better to do in life than look at other people's lives. It's really sad, isn't it? Sad. Anyway, moving on. The British government has decided to cut benefits for people with incurable diseases. That's why you vote for these people. You vote for these people so they can screw over those in society who need the most. Who need the support, who need the most support. That's what I want to say. Right. UK is cutting benefits for people with incurable diseases. The British government's economic policies have put a strain on disabled people. Didn't the MPs vote to give themselves a pay rise recently? As mental as anything. Yes. They have decided to cut funding to people with progressively worsening diseases. You know what this is? This is eugenics. This is eugenics, because basically what they're saying is you can't save these people anyway, so why try? Do you know what's going on? Do you know what life sciences are? Do you understand? Do you understand your local department of life sciences? Do you know why it exists? Do you know what it's doing? I guarantee you don't. And if you knew, you would not be happy about it. But still, you can just live in ignorance, can't you? Just live and be ignorant and pretend that everything is okay and keep your head in the sand and don't worry and, wrap yourself in a blanket and just dig a hole and throw yourself in, right? So, life sciences. You know, everything is the opposite of what they say it is. Life sciences. You get that, right? Anyway, between April and October 2016, the government invited 3,500 people with incurable conditions to do something to reassess their eligibility for personal independent allowance. The Department for Work and Pensions claims the reassessment tests are aimed at increasing the payments. Of course they are. Improving the services. Of course they are. And on cutting corners. They always cut the corners around those who can't fight back, don't they? Don't they? They always pick on the weakest elements of society. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if Britain stays together. We'll see if Scotland just doesn't build a wall, fence itself off, and then join Europe as a lesser power. You know, out of the frying pan into the great bonfire that is the financial devastation of the European Union. But don't worry, close your eyes and everything will be fine. So, there we go. What do you think about the news? What do you think? What do you think about my review of the news? Do you think it's worth doing another one? Do you think it's worth doing another one? I don't know. If you want, you can link up to me on Facebook. It's Graham William Hendrey, or the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching. We have an open page, the business page, and we have a closed coaching group where we do a little bit more. We do a few extra things to help people get around and get through some of the problems that they face in life. What else? Other things that have happened recently. A thought popped into my head today. I want to share this with you, that potential doesn't count unless it's being moved towards something meaningful. Potential doesn't count unless it's being moved towards something meaningful. So it doesn't really matter what talents and gifts we have as people, unless we're using it to improve the quality of the world. It doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean a hill of beans, as they used to say. It doesn't really mean anything. So I'd like to leave you with that. I'd like you to think about your skills. I'd like you to think about what you've got, and then what you can give from what you've got. Remember, we have a YouTube channel, the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching. Over 850 videos on different aspects of life. It's the largest collection of social educational videos that I know about. I think each video is a little bit different, and there's something nice in all of them. Hopefully you'll find something that's there. What else is going on? If you want to get in touch with the Academy, we do Skype courses, we do free consultations, we do coffee and a chat. There we go. And there's lots more information on our webpage, nsa-Slovakia.com. Right. Well, we'll keep our eye on what's happening around the world. If you've got an article you'd like me to cover, you can stick it on my Facebook page, or you can send it to me in a private message. Finally, I get to put out a video because Facebook has been blocking me for the last 3 days. So I'll find a way. I'll always find a way to get the information out. And that's it. If you missed the news stories, then you can go back to the beginning of the video and catch up with them. I'll see if I can find a way to put links to the stories into the chat. I'll see what I can do. I'll work on it. Wherever you are, I wish you a great morning, afternoon, evening. It's now 1:30 in the morning here, and it's time for me to go Betty bye-byes. Right. It's been a pleasure presenting the information wherever you are. Stay cool. Speak to you soon.